Sham Ramnarain, CEO and CTO of BlackTeal Energy. Thanks for joining us today. Our topic is Universal Scalable Next Generation BMS for AI and Cybersecurity. Our primary focus is more on the big data side, where we actually are at the core, which is the BMS for the battery space. But our company is all about the control systems and also on driving AI to a more secure environment. Uh, we define our company as the future of energy with AI, and again, that's the way how we did that is through our core product, which is the universal battery management system, fully integrated with the hardware, which is Edge AI, and also cloud optimization. We were founded in 2021. We have over 25 employees across the world, mostly in Turkey and Asia. Our head office is in Sacramento. We have a joint venture partnership in Holland, Michigan for our product, and we are also a disabled-owned veteran company. I think before we jumped in, I jumped in really too early, so I'll just give you a quick background. So, been in the energy space, Sham Ramnarain, been in the energy space for over 20 plus years already, and saw the energy space shift from different every couple of years is always shifting. So saw the space always changing. Myself, a sign-off engineer for over 8 gigawatt of projects, and also been on different help create different solution for many different companies, hold different patents for different companies as well too, and save billions of dollars in the energy space. So decided to start this venture, which is the of next level of the energy market. So some of the challenges that we're seeing right now and today is we're all building. I think Rachel from Walmart actually gave a good explanation, right? Is reliability, having the best product onto the market that's more reliable and to be able to scale it fast, right? So currently we're all scaling solution and it's like almost the same exact solution. If you look at the battery manufacturing side, it's mostly a common market, right? CATL, BYD, Eve, right, and so forth. It's only now that we're just starting to do our homegrown batteries. But if you look at the technology too that's coming from China, right, it's almost all the same thing. If you look at what the integrators are doing, right, they're focusing on the container versus the batteries. So where we want to be different from that is to be able to solve some of these biggest problems that we're seeing in the same exact solution in today's market, which is downtime, performance decay, obsolescence, and the cybersecurity. Um, and these are all resulting in failures every day, right? At the current, every day, people are installing their energy storage system, but at the same time, too, what happened after year number 2, 3, 4, 5, right? When the system is all sitting in the water. I know many systems right now that have been installed the last couple of years are already been sitting in the water or need huge maintenance, right? Because of some of the technology that was rushed into the market versus thinking of what should have been done in the market. Everybody today, recently there was an article that just released on LinkedIn of we all just scaling mega plans, giga plans, right? But those giga plans are the same exact technology is being put back into the market. So we're going to still see the same exact problem. Next slide. So downtime in data center. So right now, downtime in data center is resulting from an SLA, right? Every time there's an outage, it could cost up to $1 million or either $9,000 per minute, up to $9,000 per minute. It's one of the biggest things happening in data center right now, even though there's companies are claiming that they could do glitch free. I haven't seen it yet. If someone is telling me there's a glitch-free market, please prove it to me because I haven't seen that yet, right? Because there's no such thing as glitch-free. As soon as you have a glitch, you could have a outage, especially on a data center, which is need reliability. And at the current moment, with today technology that I know of, unless I could be proven wrong, that there's no such thing as glitch-free, and we can see this that data center are still having the biggest problem. Even we sourced this from 2024 that this problem is continuing. The reason why data center is putting all of their own energy asset in place is to have more of a reliable grid on site. And they still even have an issue because of all the different technology they have to combine. So there's a platform problem as well too. Next slide. Um, right now, the downtime on the utility scale side, that could result from anywhere from 250K an hour to up to 50K per minute, depends on where the system being put in. Um, that is a result because again, reliability of the system downtime, and usually what happens, you start seeing this type of system cost after year number 2, year number 3, and also people are not reading their contract correctly to see what that demand is, right? So they're just going and installing system, but they're not actually understanding what that system needs to produce in order to meet that requirement. So the next biggest one that happens usually year number 3 is as you're operating the system, and based on the technology itself that's been put into the system, there's a lot of capacity loss, right? That could be result from the way the system is being operated, the environment the system is in, um, and the way the system technology is actually placed in there, right? Right now we need to meet nameplate all the time, right? Especially on our PPA. So they could be up to a 20% capacity loss, and that capacity loss is because of the way how the system is being balanced, the environment due to heat, right? Even though everyone is saying liquid cool is a great technology. We use it in our system as well, but the pack is being cooled right during operation, but the environment around where the system is sitting, where the container is sitting, is also a bigger contributor to that heat loss, and the heat loss is actually one of the biggest problem as well too, that causing actually this decay to happen a lot faster. So heat and SOC is the thermal stress, right? The just spoke about it as the cell imbalancing, right? So cell imbalancing current system, a lot of their current system in the last couple of years all had passive balancing, active balancing, and hybrid balancing are making its way back. As they make their way back into the market, we will see a lot of resolution on the cell imbalancing. The cell calibration, as we're using the system, is a lot of people are not actually doing the calibration itself on the system. They just keep working the system in normal operation versus making sure that their system is actually being calibrated correctly to result in better results. Next slide. The obsolescence, what's happening in today's market, as you guys probably know, technology is always shifting, right? It's shifting so rapidly that the life cycle itself is outpacing us. So if you look what happened since 2020 to current market, you had cells then, especially on the prismatic sides, that came in from the 280s to the 270s, 260s, and then today we're over 500, 600 that's being released, right? So if you look at the product life cycle, the product life cycle itself is only between 2 to 3 years, right? Every 18 months, there's a new product that's coming in the market. Now we're all thinking about sodium based. We're thinking about different technology. Yes, but what happened to 60 gigawatts plus that's already been installed in the US market, or 40 gigawatts that already been installed? Every year, we're increasing the installation of our product, but who is going to support all of these technology as they need replacements, right? So we're building today's system, but are we also thinking about how we're going to operate in the next 15 to 20, 25 years, or even 30 years as the system lives are getting longer and longer? So that's something we could help resolve through our flexible manufacturing line. Um, So obsolescence again is requiring is vendor locked in, the same exact protocol. So it's not just about a vendor locked in, it's also about technology. How can you make technology that makes sure your existing infrastructure, we don't have to change them out? How can you be able to replace a pack and making sure that pack itself, that when you replace it, is going to operate with the existing packs then, right? So this is all different technologies that needs to get developed, and BTE has that opportunity right now to make these different packs them, as well as the core, which is the BMS for the data itself to drive big data. So as we are thinking about systems that being installed at a rapid pace to meet the energy demand, but we also have to make sure that we can maintain our system that was already installed to actually continue meeting our energy demand. One of our biggest thing right now is cybersecurity. And the next slide is going to talk about how it's being done. But current system, everybody is protecting the system at either the PPC or at a software base. But if you look at it, if we're protecting really good at a PPC and a software base, why are we still getting hacked, right? Why is the system still being compromised? And that's because there's different layers of security that needs to happen. And right now, if you look at all of the system that's coming with a Chinese BMS, right? We don't know what's on those BMS, but it's all being operated, right? It's being still put into the system. It's all the way from your level one down at the module level, your rack level, your container level, all Chinese made BMS, right? We don't know how that system, if you look at your whole entire site, 95% of it is China, and actually 99% of it is all Chinese made BMS. The only protection it's having is down at the PPC, where there's a firewall and then a software packet to protect that. That's not enough for our site. This is actually the easiest way to hack a site today, because the PPC itself, even the software packet I put it in, we're all reactive versus proactive. And Pam, can you go to the next slide, please? So what's happening is that the event has already happened, then they react to it to get it resolved, versus being able to build a product that actually protect you at every single layer. It doesn't matter if it's one container, one rack, or one pack. You need to be able to protect it at every given single layer right now. If you see this data right here, right, on year over year in the US right now, our grid is being hacked at a 70% rate. That's increasing. And the average cost to release back some of these systems in the market is about 4.5 million. It could be lower based on your system size, but there's people just doing ransomware just to collect money and then release back it. It just happened in Vegas 2 years ago, um, where the casinos have just paid to get their system back online. It's already happening privately where a lot of people are now talking about it, but it's actually happening every single day. And we need to start thinking about how we protect the system at every single layer. So you already heard the problems. So what I want to talk about how we are doing it. Our current technology is scaling the problem everywhere, right? So with current technology, you're seeing this issue everywhere. So let's just talk about how we could help resolve this. So with our technology, our next generation technology, we do everything at the core levels. And the reason we do everything at the core levels is to be able to control the data at every single layer, to understand what's actually going on at every single layer. And we could increase the security at every single layer. And we also help prevent. I heard on the breakout session that as Volta, they're looking to do predictive maintenance. We already have that in our pack, by the way. We already have that type of technology already built in today. And this is the reason why BlackTeal Energy, a lot of you probably never heard of it, but we've been behind the scenes creating these technology for the last 2.5 years plus. So now at the core level with big data, we could collect that data. We could actually truly tell you what your SOC is doing it, because we are directly at the pack. We're taking data at every 15 milliseconds. So we could actually and then our AI algorithm, we actually could tell you what is your true SOC, what is your true SOH, right? And how can we help balance and fill that threshold? Every single manufacturer, battery manufacturer, they do their chemistry testing, and then they come up with a predictive SOC and SOH, and then they follow that curve. It's not true. Once you start putting the algorithm behind of the chemistry itself, we see a lot of glitches. So how we're doing this is that we have our own algorithm, our own hardware. We built our own hardware from the ground up. And on top of that too, it's layer in with Edge AI. And we have Edge AI from the pack level, rack level, container level, and we're working on our software right now for our EMS. And that EMS is both because we're picking up the data so much as EMS is going to be the next generation of EMS that's coming in the market. So back to the story where I'm saying that everybody's just installing the same thing over and over is true because people are not they're not thinking about the future of reliability. Just let's go get maximum installation revenue and then worry about the problem later. If you could fix everything at the beginning from what's happening now, then you could scale and have the right product into the right market. So this way you have a reliable product that can actually help predict what's the event's going to be. And our whole entire we're driving to that stage where hardware is there, right? You put the right intelligence, the right sensor systems, and then you let the software do the rest and start doing your prediction, right? So if you could start predicting what a site event could be in 3 months in advance, I think every asset manager will love that. And the way how we did this is through our hardware, right? At every single one of our hardware, what you're seeing is our hardware. If you buy hardware from us today, this is what you will get. And then it all is evolving. This is our first generation, is to prove the BMS works and our algorithm work. Our second generation will have all the AI and different features built into it. So that's going to be coming out in second quarter of 2026. We built our intelligence hardware on a platform that's scalable. We made it where you could do anywhere from 8 cell all the way up to thousands of cells. So it doesn't matter what your cell pack is, we could scale with it accordingly without going and do a custom redesign. So whatever your design is today, we could scale it to any one of the manufacturer. We're also chemistry agnostic. And we could be even on long duration. Right now, we're doing a test with our couple of different partner for long duration as well. So we're fitting in different category, and you could actually come in and get this today if you like. The hardware is actually 100% available. Our software itself, it's very, very unique. I'm not displaying it here today because we're going through a lot of testing, and I don't want to advertise something that's going through testing right now. But the software itself is very unique. We're doing it in a way that we're cloud-based, but we have something called auto operation, where we have agents of agents. So our agents of agents will have a chore, right? They have a task to do, and those agents will make sure that the system is fully optimized. So this way you could get the results. We're actually pushing where we want to make sure our agent could actually get to an auto operation of 50% or more. So for 2026, we probably could get to 50%. And then in 2027, our goal is to get to 100, but more likely a 75%, where you could run your whole entire plant on almost fully automation. This would including scheduling, service tax, including taking inventory of your parts management, know exactly what your system is doing, compare it to the your financial data against what the system is producing, and also start predicting events from anything away from weather, preparing your system, optimization of your system. The system itself is living, right? So every single sensor from smoke alarm to H2 sensors to your cooling system, they're all talking to our agent. So this way we could monitor at every single level to make sure that your system is always being optimized based on prediction. And then also self-learning. One of the biggest thing that we could say the self-learning is that even though it's everything is localized based, is local AI, and everything is being done locally, our cloud-based system will take that data and improve it. So this way your system actually could do self-learning and self-healing as well too. Next slide. This is where our cloud intelligence, I think I'm moving faster than the slides. So cloud intelligence is coming into play. Again, as I said, we collect the data at the core, and from the core, it filtered through our agents, and the agents will send it up into the digital twin, which is our cloud-based system, which do all the modeling and learning. All right, I think I went through that really fast, so I'll open up to questions.